Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Vlox. Today I have gameplay from a +7 Necrotic Wake that I was testing the other day. So in a second I'll let the dungeon play through and you guys can see how Affliction is playing right now on the beta. Overall I'd say Affliction is looking really good right now. It has very solid AoE single target. You don't have the insane setup time that you had before. So I'm very hyped for it going into next expansion. This is the build I was testing for the majority of that session. So mainly the idea with this build is I'm trying to see how single target damage looks without Haunt and Shadow's Embrace, like in this middle section of the tree. So I just took out like Haunt, Shadow's Embrace for 2 points of Malediction. I also did test out like Haunt with Improved Haunt instead. And from my playtesting, Haunt and Improved Haunt didn't really appear to be giving like an insane gain on single target versus like Malediction. Like obviously this is probably going to be a little bit better like on a prio target and on a single target boss, but I don't think like it was a very massive noticeable change. Like I went up like 100k DPS on a boss just magically because of this talent. So I think it might be viable to just not run this at all or Shadow's Embrace and you might still be okay. And for the lower section of the tree, I think you could potentially maybe try out like 3 different options and take these 3 out. I think in keys you're going to be playing this and this no matter what. So the reason I'm taking these 3 are basically if you look at the breakdown of your damage throughout a dungeon, Rapture and your dots are going to be your biggest sources of damage. So essentially this is just buffing Rapture even more. The idea with taking this talent here is that you're getting more shards, which is going to equate to more raptures throughout a dungeon. And I'm assuming this does scale with targets. So the more targets you have agony on, the more chances you have to get shards at a higher rate. And then essentially these last 3 nodes right here are basically just single target gains. So I don't have sims or numbers available, so I don't know which of these would be like the quote unquote best. But I know Withering Bolt has been very good since it was implemented back in Shadowlands. This has always boosted your single target damage by a lot, and I'm used to playing with it, so I just kind of take it. You also could potentially experiment with like dropping these 2 for these 2 right here. I haven't really tried that. I might test it out just to see how it does and how the shard gen feels. But mostly I have been playing with this build and it just feels pretty cozy on single target and AoE. So I can show you guys the damage breakdown on the first 2 bosses for that key. Now for Blightbone, I think we pulled trash onto the boss. I don't quite remember. This is what my damage breakdown looks like with the this build right here. This is what the damage breakdown looks like. And then this is the boss damage. So I'm still on top. I do get a lot of funnel with extra trash. You get a lot of funnel with this talent, with Dark Harvest, and just by having extra agonies out. So that can play a factor into that damage right there. And then this is Amarth. Amarth also has funnel. I think the problem with Amarth is the ads were just dying too fast, and I'm not sure, like you don't have Vitality and Soul Rot up for every time the ads come out. So that's the damage breakdown, and this is the boss damage. As a side note, Unholy Decay is actually really good right now. But yeah, those are the damage breakdowns. So as you guys are going to see also like halfway through the key after Amarth, the little angels bug out, so we actually cannot go up, and we just end the key right there. But I do have footage of another key I did with that group in a Necrotic Wake where we were able to get up to the top. So after that point, I will just play that other footage. And I'll throw up on the screen right now the damage taken for the 3rd boss, so you can see what my boss damage looks like. For that boss, Aff is going to struggle a little bit just because you can't keep agony on the boss when he goes up and becomes immune. So your damage is just inevitably going to drop off a little bit. For the last boss, I don't think I was able to get like the details. I didn't really look at it. But yeah, I'm going to let the dungeon play now, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you like, leave a comment down below, let me know, or subscribe for more content. I'm going to be posting a lot more Warlock Beta content, so stay tuned. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video.
nothing you can do to stop us. No matter. I need
So like I mentioned at the start of the video, these angels are just going to bug out, so we can no longer go upstairs. So I'm going to cut to the footage of the other half of the dungeon I did with the same group and another run. And then also as a note that I didn't mention earlier, so for this other footage, I am playing Improved Taunt instead of Malediction, so you can see what the damage looks like more or less with Improved Taunt. But like I mentioned, I don't really have a lot of the details information for that run, just because I cleared it all before recording this video. So yeah, enjoy the second half of the dungeon.